problem is you think you have time. I hope you realize the problem is you think you have time. I hope you edit your life ruthlessly and frequently. I hope you forgive yourself ruthlessly and frequently. I hope you realize that what you are will never happen again.
Please, for you and for me, speaking as the one you used to be, the child that grew out of into the eyes you used to see, love yourself, forgive yourself, and only bury kindness like a seed. I'm Word, I'm a creator, and I feel lost. This feels weird for me too, bro, because like talking like this in general is a first for me. There's so many mediums, so many niches that I've spent years creating for different kinds of people that I don't know which one I want to stick to anymore. I've set up studios and I help create content for newspapers, companies, brands, and individuals. I've made films, I've covered concerts and events, I've vlogged, I've made shorts, I've even done VFX, and I created for so many people that I feel like I lost my way. But before I get into any of that, I kind of want to catch everybody up on who I am and where I am now. So it's an insane amount of luck that I'm even in the US. My parents are immigrants, they're from Cuba. And I don't mention this because it's not one of the things that I identify myself with, but in order to let you know why it's lucky that I'm even here to begin with, I have to tell you that. My brother was 4 when they found out that my mom was pregnant with me. Around that time, my dad was playing this thing called El Bombo, and it was kind of like a lottery ticket to win residency in the US. And my mom happened to win, and she actually didn't want to leave. She thought it was scary, and she was like, no, I don't want to go. But my dad talked her into it, so they packed up all their shit with my 4-year-old older brother, because I didn't exist at the time, and they came over here. We had almost no family here, and I was born in November of 1999 in Miami, and I was born with a friend of mine. His name's Steven. And we were raised together closely. Shared a crib, shared food, shared everything. That was always like the closest person I had to me. I did have my older brother, but when I was younger, we weren't close. So me and Steven would get into trouble. We would fight other people. Like whenever it came down to the person I was with every day, he was always my best friend. And that was the first friend I ever knew. The first friend I had to tie the definition of friend to. Whatever kids do, we were outside doing it. And from one day to the next, Steven was just gone. I didn't have a warning. Neither did he. It wasn't on him. It wasn't like he packed his fucking 6-year-old suitcase and went on his way. And I don't want to put his business out there. So that was hard for me because I didn't even understand that I was going through something hard. I lost a person that I was basically born next to. And it hurt. I felt like he left, and I'm sure he felt the same way. Like suddenly we had no one. And I'm glad that we talk now. There was a long time where I didn't have anybody, and it was hard. For those couple years, man, it was tough. Like, I didn't have any friends. I was just fighting a lot and being on my own. And around the time I was like really alone and whatever, I started taking things apart, like speakers and floppy disks, or whatever was around that I could take apart, I would take it apart just because I was curious about it. And that got me into some trouble with my parents when I like fucking broke computer speakers and stuff like that. Because back then, not only back then, but we were poor in general. So it was like we were years behind what the actual technological curve was because we were poor. So if I broke something, yeah, it was not fun. It's hard for me to say this way because I don't like to define myself by these things, but they are part of my past. So Me and my brother didn't have it easy. And I'm aware that my parents didn't have it easy either, and that they did the best that they could. But hitting us the way that they did, you know, it just wasn't okay. My brother caught like a huge brunt of that force. And I caught a lot of it too, but he caught it far worse than I did. And I don't want to put any of that in here, but I feel like I need to talk about it in order to have this project do what it needs to do, and it's to get all of this out of me and make some sort of sense out of all the things that have happened.